good afternoon, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me here for the Taz Effect daily news in a way you did not know you could use. For those listening in over the radio airwaves, thank you for tuning in at gcpr.live. That is gcpr.live. For everyone else viewing and listening from all over social media, hey, how you doing? How your mom and them doing? Let's get started. I hope your Monday is off to a good start, a great start, or maybe just a Monday start. Hey, Glenda. But where to begin? Where to begin? Where to begin? You know what? Let's start with a two-parter on frozen sperm, Jeffrey Epstein, and Elon Musk. I know. You're a bit confused. But I'm going to have somebody from the world of being donor conceived break this down for you. Stop, look, and listen.
So it allegedly looks like Jeffrey Epstein was storing his swimmers at California Cryobank. Let's talk about it, because what's up? My name is Laura, and I am your donor conceived person of TikTok. We've now seen a bunch of emails of him talking about human cloning, designer babies, and gene editing, so I started plugging in every single cryobank's name that I could think of. And lo and behold, this came up. In 2016, allegedly, he was corresponding with California Cryobank to store his swimmers. Now, by 2016, he is already a known SA offender. And in 2016, he is in his 60s. So, California Cryobank, I would like to introduce you to something called standards. It's okay for you to have them. I think it's pretty fair for you to say no to an SA offender. You could have done the corporate thing and said, oh my gosh, sorry Jeff, your email ended up in spam. We didn't get it in time. Because when we take the alleged idea that you all were storing his swimmers, plus the added emails of talking about human cloning, gene editing, designer babies, impregnating people on that island. So the fact that you were storing his gametes in 2016 is not a good look. My second question to you is, where are the vials now? Because according to this part of the contract that was again in the files, if the client is deceased, it is up to the executors to fulfill what the client wanted. These are the names of Jeff's executors. What was decided? We know that the fertility industry has a bad little habit of doing some switcheroos on us. There was just this case of an IVF clinic giving the couple the wrong embryo. We see these stories constantly. Where are the vials? Have they been destroyed? If this is true, where are they? If this is true, given everything that we are seeing in the files, I want to see receipts that the vials were destroyed. We need to know that no one else can be harmed by his DNA. Fertility industry, you are exhausting. So it turns out that Jeffrey Epstein is not the only creepy guy that California Cryobank was willing to work with. Not only was Jeffrey Epstein storing his swimmers at California Cryobank, but in 2019, California Cryobank was also working with Elon Musk. Let me show you, because what's up? My name is Laura, and I'm your donor conceived person of TikTok. Now, just in case you missed it, in the files, I found contracts with Jeffrey Epstein and CCB, California Cryobank, to have his swimmers stored at California Cryobank. Here are the contracts. Now, just to be clear, we have no idea why he was doing this, what he was doing this for. We have no idea. All we know is that he was storing his swimmers at California Cryobank. Now, what we also don't know is where those vials are now. According to the contract, it would go to his estate, and it would be up to his executors as to what would be done. So I am very, very interested to find out, have they been destroyed? Are they still there? Where are they? And please remember, by 2016, Jeffrey Epstein was a known SA offender. But not only was CCB, California Cryobank, willing to take Jeffrey Epstein on as a client, in 2019, they were working with Elon Musk. I had completely forgotten this until a donor-conceived friend reminded me. In 2019, California Cryobank partnered with Elon Musk to send swimmers into space. They did this to test fertility, virility, fertilization, etc. And this screenshot, this is from California Cryobank's website. This isn't in the files. It's from their website. And by 2019, we had a sense of who Elon Musk was. So California Cryobank, we are no longer in like the this is concerning level. We have now upgraded to the uh-oh level. Now, I know that it has been the history of the fertility industry, and especially the cryobanks, really not to make statements, not to say anything, and just to wait until everything is gone. That's not what's going to happen. I've now personally reached out to you. People have been tagging you. I have gone into your comment section asking for a statement. You help people make their children. And with what Jeffrey Epstein was doing to children on his island, his obsession with human cloning, baby designer, genetic engineering, you owe people an answer. This is not something that is gonna just go away. You are the top cryobank in the United States. You have satellite locations all across the United States. You sell gametes all across the world. So the fact that you had Epstein as a client and you were publicly working with Elon Musk, globally, not a good look. I would assemble your board of directors pretty quickly. People deserve real answers and clarification. You're not going to be able to do the normal fertility industry spin with this one.
I want you to really take in how despicable it is. How many times we find out that sexual predators want to procreate in abundance by any means necessary. And I want you to take that thinking, that thought process, and apply it to this hashtag protect the children subset of society.
So it allegedly looks like Jeffrey Epstein was storing his...
Start that. But continuing with the Epstein-Maxwell train, Massey says he'll view unredacted Epstein files at DOJ as followers which docs to prioritize. Representative Thomas Massey confirmed he will travel to the U.S. Department of Justice this week to review unredacted Jeffrey Epstein files and asked his followers on X to help him choose which documents to prioritize. Massey's message did not resolve what he will find, but underscored mounting pressure on investigators to release complete records. The Kentucky Republicans Post asked people to reply with links to documents they think are important and said he would sort replies by number of likes, effectively crowdsourcing what to examine first. This unusual appeal on social media highlights continuing frustration from lawmakers and the public over redactions in the massive file release. A bullshit. Y'all want to know what this actually tells us? We're nothing but a game. I said this before the first release of documents, before that deadline came up, to be careful that there were people that were going to be utilizing conspiracy theories to gain favor and sympathy for some of the villains and villainesses in this situation, that people will be grifting off of this, and that there would be an increased amount of lies circulating around. Very similar to the trafficking information that comes out and people lying. Yeah, I went out to my car and this was on, they tried to get me and such walked past. Because right now there's somebody claiming that Life Touch, the company that does most of the school pictures, that they were involved and Jeffrey Epstein was using them. That company was acquired. Well, it started to be acquired when Jeffrey Epstein was in jail. It was completed after he was dead. There was no connection there. This is why I say you have to understand the document types that are included in these files, okay? And being in the files, they're not releasing just the investigative files. They're not just releasing the files of prosecutors. These are all of the files related to the case, diaries, photographs, phone record, all sorts of stuff. Okay. Reported once again on TikTok. If the feed on TikTok goes down, keep in mind you can go to the link in the bio and you can check us out on the GCPR YouTube page or at TazJ77 on YouTube and a plethora of other places. Okay. Hey, oh no, you're not late to the party. So you have to keep that in mind. But to sit here and go, oh, what do you all want me to look up? It makes it appear that somebody cares. If you cared, you would already be seeing unredacted things. You are a member of Congress. You get to see what we don't get to see anyway. You would have fought to be a part of this investigation. Why are you going, why are you trying to increase your online clout? Let us remind once again our representatives to represent us. And before you go, but Taz, I don't live in Kentucky or I don't live in that district. Newsflash, Linda. Once a politician is elected, they represent all of us. They represent all of us. They're supposed to be doing things for the betterment of all of us, of the masses, okay? Of the general public. So I don't care if you live on the tippy tit top of Alaska or the biggity biggity bottom of Florida. Whoever is working in DC, guess what? Works for you. If y'all can go and think that every damn teacher works for you and that you have control over their personal life, if you can walk into a restaurant talking about whose bills you pay, then you should be able to tell a funky mother on Capitol Hill whose bills you actually pay to do their job. And I need you, I implore you all, for the love of all things holy, finally learn the order of operations. Hey, Nanja. Oh, since you're watching on YouTube, you can subscribe and turn on notifications. So when I go live, it sends you a notification. Um, but far too many of you all, you like the conspiracy theories. You like letting your imagination run wild instead of looking at the facts. Your imagination has never kept you nor anybody else safe. Let me repeat that. Your imagination has never kept you nor anybody else safe. Don't try to argue with me, argue with your dead ancestors, okay? Okay, I'm not John Lennon. You can imagine all the people over there, okay? Over here, we work in reality, we work in facts, we work in all that good things, okay? And before you go, no, I appreciate facts. No, you don't. No, you don't. This is why the people who lie the most make the most money online, have the largest followings online. The people who do not challenge you to think critically, you love them the most. You love them long time. You do. You don't want to face reality. And I understand life, adulthood is so ghetto. It is so stressful. It is so ratchet. But playing make believe doesn't make it any better. Playing make believe doesn't make it any better. And diminishing people down to clicks, likes, and views for the sake of becoming popular online is asinine. Now, some of you may have seen it, some of you probably haven't. I posted it online. You can check that out at your leisure. Trump's Super Bowl gets ugly fast as pedo bowl projection goes viral. Trump has to hate this. Trump probably doesn't understand that this is bad press. The release of the Epstein files has sparked widespread discussions about the high-profile names mentioned in them, with Donald Trump drawing particular attention. Although Trump has denied having any involvement with Jeffrey Epstein, many people remain unconvinced. As the Super Bowl took place, one person in Las Vegas, Nevada, attempted to redirect attention back to the Epstein files by staging a provocative protest. A video was projected onto the side of a building advertising an alternate event dubbed the Pedo Bowl, aimed at criticizing Trump. While the trophy image shown in the projection was inappropriate, it was a penis. The rest of the video targeted and mocked several individuals, drawing strong reactions from onlookers, online, and viewers alike. It was calling them out with facts. It was calling them out with facts. It wasn't poking fun. It wasn't a provocative, it was a protest. Like, stop trying to use certain adjectives and adverbs alongside protest. A protest isn't convenient. A protest is provocative in nature. Like, please stop. This is why people are so confused as to what is what and why is why. Y'all want to argue over what's an appropriate protest, what's a man, what's a woman, what's death to you all because you're too stupid to fight for anything. You're too damn lazy to protect yourself. You're too damn full of shit and first world problems that you're willing to put yourself in a third world scenario. You want a kumbaya moment? You're not getting it here. Not in this day and time. I don't have the time, nor the patience, nor the energy to hold your damn hand and feed you freaking cotton candy and hope that you get it together. You want somebody to love you unconditionally, pat you on the head, and tell you you're a good boy, you're a good girl, you're a good person? Go somewhere else. Because you're not showing you're good at anything but failing. You're not showing that you're good at anything but turning everything over. Y'all sit here, I don't want socialism because I work too hard for this, that, and the other, but you're willing to let an uneducated, tyrant, tangerine toddler come take everything that you worked hard for just because. I can see why so many of y'all been left with a wet ass and a full belly of a stranger. And I mean that with my whole heart. You want to make fun of MAGA and their participation trophies, but you are waiting on a participation trophy for the revolution. You are waiting on the fruits of a group wide participation trophy in regards to equity. Miss me with it. Miss me with it. You want to learn certain quotes from King and X and Edwards, but you don't want to live it. You ain't about that life. You want to criticize and poke holes at everybody else. You want to get mad and get in your fifis and create hate pages because you don't want to do the work, but you want the credit. Okay, great. You can have all the credit right now while we're losing everything, including the breath in our bodies. Yay, you. You the biggest, baddest, prettiest thing jumping on the bouncy house at the 2:30 on a Saturday protest. Woo! I swear to God, my big brother love all of y'all. Y'all get on my last damn nerves. You irritate the core of my soul. Y'all have me contemplating drinking calamine lotion every freaking day. Because you got the center of my spirit itching. You complain about not making enough per hour, but you agreed to sign away all of your benefits. You agreed not to unionize. You agreed to take that job for $5 less than what you're worth. You complain about the cost of college, but you agreed when they were pushing through legislation and you decided you didn't want to lobby for it. You done sat back and let them screw you up your Gucci cap with no type of lube, didn't even buy you a half a chicken nugget first, and then you want to sit around like you Archie Bunker and complain from sunup to sundown. Come on, well, if we would have listened to the victims, if you would have shut the hell up and listened to black women, we wouldn't be here. But you was too busy being mad that you look older than Methuselah, don't have the patience of Job, but expect black women to do it. And you were pissed off because black women, for once in your damn lifetime, were getting praised. And you were like, no, 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 no. That's too much dip on all of that shit. Let's get this shit taken care of. And if you think I'm just looking at white people, no, black men, and you know the type of black men I'm talking about, come to the front. Come to the front because y'all will wed us. Y'all will date us. Y'all will screw us. Y'all will do all of this just to screw us over. I'm going to need y'all to stop with this protect all black women because you're not even protecting us from yourselves. You all hold more jealousy and contempt towards us than anybody else. You will self-sabotage in order to try to humble us and keep us in our place when you are afraid that one day we won't mess with you no more. And you think that you can strong arm and bully us into staying around. Kiss my ass. Every last person walking on this planet right now is riding the coattails of a black woman and got the nerve to say something out of the side of their damn neck because we said, screw it, y'all got it, we on PTO. And a lot of y'all don't want the Epstein files released because then you have to reconcile with the fact that every man in your family, every man in your sphere is a monster and you've been covering for him. You can't rub two brain cells together, but got the nerve to consistently go after black women and tell us we're stupid. Tell us that we ain't this and we ain't that. Let me break it down to you like this. Let me break it down to you. I'm not gonna speak for all black women. I'm gonna speak for this black woman. Okay. For the motherfucker who told me I don't sell the records, evidently I do because you want to be there every time I sell the records. For the person that needs to shit on every parade that's thrown for me, at least I have the parades thrown. 2026 is not the year that we continue to dim our lights and dim our shine and make ourselves small because you don't appreciate when we do. I'm conceited for a damn reason. I have taken steps back. I have contained myself in a box, not to seem too much, not to take up the too much space. Screw that. Screw that. Screw that. Get some stilts and stand on them bitches. You hear me? Get some boxes and stand on them bitches. What Beyonce say? It's too big. It's too it won't fit. That's how I'm coming into. That's how we do it 2026 and beyond. Because you don't appreciate when people take a step back to let you shine. You don't appreciate when people take a step back for you to do what you said you came here to do. Y'all done screwed it all up. You ain't did nothing. And since you've been waiting for us to show up, we showing up and we showing out, and we don't want to hear nothing else. The disrespect stops now. It stops. Because just like over the weekend, 18 people died. 18 people died in New York because of the cold. How the hell, white people, because it's predominantly y'all, every time we have any type of inclement weather, it gets too hot, it gets too cold, it gets too windy, it gets too wet. You mofos die. But you want to sit and consistently try to market yourself as a superior race, that you had to go coast to coast, coastline to coastline, shore to shore, port to port to save the rest of us. And you mofos can't go a single season without dying. Y'all all can't stay alive, stay alive. Like, please miss me. The most heralding tales that y'all have to turn into movies and turn into documentaries is y'all making it someplace alive. Like, that is the bare minimum of life. Surviving the night. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And here's the thing. Y'all sitting here, well, it's taking us to clean up this country because the immigrants, less than 14% of those that have been abducted by ICE had violent criminal records. We know the most criminal and most violent people look like the palm of your hands. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But MAGA, riddle me this. Riddle me this. If you're so anti-immigrant, why is all of your favorite stuff made by immigrants? Why are all of your favorite people immigrants and felons? Huh? What? What you say? What you say? Ooh, what you got to say now? You love Fox News, owned by an Australian immigrant. Wall Street Journal, same Australian immigrant. Doge, help, such a smart man. He's an immigrant from South Africa by way of Canada. Y'all love hanging on Raphael Ted Cruz's words. Canadian and Cuban. Y'all loving Bernie Moreno right now. Immigrant. Your favorite first lady that's so elegant with her Gucci cat busted out. Slovenian immigrant. And how she got her immigration status not the right way, not the legal way. Your favorite president, Orange Oopa Loopa, Orangutan Trump. He's such a questionably legal immigrant, anchor baby, that his family is only here not because they want it to be, not because they're patriotic, because they got expatriated, because they kept skipping conscription in Deutschland. Hi. Is it Deutschland? No. Guess it wasn't Mein Kampf, huh? Ein, zwei, drei, release them. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm gonna need y'all to get it together. How are y'all so against it? Then I thought y'all wasn't down with the LGBTQI. I thought the LGBTQIA plus was an agenda that y'all wasn't down for. But y'all got a rock 'em, tough 'em, suck 'em man by the name of last name of Bassett that's out there busting bitches with bottles at cabinet meetings. And after congressional hearings, he gay with kids and a husband. Just all out there. Call him RuPaul 2.0. Hmm? Hmm? Y'all were no different than the mofos that get out here and go, it's an abomination against God to be gay. Right after breaking bread with a lesbian niece, their gay ass nephew, their queer ass son. And right after getting bent over by their favorite choir director. Hmm. Hmm. Remember when I told y'all Trump is full of shit? Him and Bovino's Gestapo were not stepping down. They weren't really truly stepping away out of Minnesota. You were like, yeah, they're leaving the Minnesota. You know, they de-escalation. I told y'all that's just a word that they learned from Nixon. And Nixon only learned the word to try to save face a little bit. Donald Trump orders DHS Secretary Kristi Noem to intensify pressure on federal immigration authorities in Minnesota. What's she gonna do? Shoot him like she shot the goat in the dog? Or is she gonna suck him off like she's been doing her long-standing affair partner to try to get her way? Are we starting a line outside of the military branch she's sleeping on at this point? Is she just gonna slob on they knob? Like what's going on? President Donald Trump Sr. has ordered Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to intensify pressure on federal immigration authorities in Minnesota, directing the Department of Homeland Security (DHS) and Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) to publicly release details about recent arrest. The directive, delivered via Truth Social, y'all know where truth goes to die slowly and painfully, reflects the administration's effort to rally public support for ICE as protests and political opposition mount over its expanded operations in the state. You cannot garner additional support because here's the thing. And before you go, yes, they can, Taz. I sit online once again. Just because you see support for certain things online does not mean that it translates off into real life. People are able to make money online doing things that they can't make money doing offline. Listen to that again. Okay. Okay. Because if there was more support for ICE, there would be more counter protests. We know what it looks like when the right wing of something wants to get a point across. We know what happens when thousands of right wingers align and agree on something. We know how they take to the streets. We know that's when cities actually burn down. We know that's when cities actually get flooded. We know that's when neighborhoods actually get bombed. We know that's when thousands of people mysteriously disappear out of their homes overnight. We know because that is when gardens of strange fruit appear. There is no gaining public support for ICE. We just have a despicable country that is rooted and tooted in racially based capitalism. So they will make a buck while they watch us burn. These are the same people that told us, think of the genocide, just the one in Israel. Think of the genocide, just the one in Israel. And then voted to sit back and watch these people lose even more lives, even more family members. Watch even more families be permanently removed from this mortal plane. They didn't say anything about Congo. They didn't say anything about the Sudan. They didn't say anything about the genocide that has been waged against marginalized people in this country since they started soaking the land in blood. And they continue to sit back. One young lady laughed about it, was like, yeah, I told y'all that this person was evil. I bought some tickets to go see them. And I'm going to do it again. Even though I don't like her, I think this is an appropriate time to quote her. Ain't you mad? You ain't mad yet? Ain't you mad? Well, ain't you? Ain't you? What happened to the all lives matter? What happened to the protect the children? What happened to me too? What happened to protect all Black women? What happened to I stand behind missing and murdered Indigenous women? What happened to stop Asian hate? What happened to that big, beautiful melting pot? Are you finally reconciling that this country was settled slash colonized slash gentrified for the sake of being a safe haven for problematic, pedophilic, racist? Why do you think the United States and Israel gets along so well? Who do you think is over there? You know, if you screw a kid over here and the block gets too hot and you're the right complexion, you can go through one of their speed through indoctrination, learn the language and the traditions that they stole from around the globe, and go right on over there to Israel. They will not extradite you. If you think I'm joking, look it up. And what are the settlers doing in real time? The same things. Oh, you're not late, Annabelle. The same things that they did way back when that they didn't want to teach you about. Because I want y'all to think about something. They tell you about how these settlers came over because they needed freedom. They were being treated so poorly every place else. And they came over here. Please explain to me how people who admittedly were indentured servants or the poorest of the poor in other countries came over here and had the money to buy acre upon acre upon acre of land. And before you go, but Taz, the prices were different now. Yeah, the prices are conditional to the era that they're in. To us, those prices are cheap now, but I want you to explain something. If you ain't got 2 pence to rub together, how you got 65 to buy acres plus purchase people? Mm. And they told you that Australia was the penile country. That's where they sent all the criminals. But who's riddled with criminality? We have a 34 times convicted felon as POTUS, an adjudicated rapist as POTUS, a man who he and the men in his family and his close circle of friends were found guilty of fraud on multiple levels. Our POTUS has a mugshot. Let us not forget that in his first term, he had international warrants out for him. All because people were like, well, I never thought, because you always thought that somebody else would be there to do the work. And all of this, no matter how many times we watch it fail, the waiting for somebody else to do the work, it never works. How do y'all sit? And this is what I mean by you compartmentalize yourself out of reality and into torment and destruction. How do you sit and complain and say, rightfully so, because I agree with y'all on this, you don't like group projects? because you're tired of somebody else not doing the work and you having to double, triple up, or you being negatively affected by it. Excuse me. Or at your job, you know that Susie or Marshawn just doesn't do the work and it pisses you off because it throws everything off. You are doing the same thing with society, except for the detriment. The consequence is death, destruction, maiming, illness, suffering. You have to stop compartmentalizing yourselves out of reality. You have to stop compartmentalizing yourselves away from forward motion towards equity. All of this sitting back waiting for some damn body else to do it is going to do what? If you were lining up to get a freaking orgasm, you wouldn't be sitting there going, well, I'm going to wait for Becky to do it. No, you wouldn't. If I said, hey, meet me at the corner of Blase Blah and Blase Skip, I'm passing out 10K per person, you wouldn't wait for Tommy to go do it first in order for you to do it. Essentially, you are setting money, goodwill, and peace on fire for the sake of trying to get somebody else to do the damn work for you. You've turned into massa. You wouldn't know how to keep yourself alive if we slapped the instructions across your face and pinned it to your forehead. You have turned into massa. You don't know how none of this works. This is why now that your workhorses, aka black women, took a step back, y'all don't know what to do. It's hands on your knees, throwing it's like it's that all over again. It's all over again. And for the love of life, for the love of life, if I hear one more of you raggedy heifers refer to what the hell is going on right now as the Handmaid's Tale, or another goofy bitch as a character from the Handmaid's Tale, I'm looking you up. I'm showing up at your job, your home, every birthday party, every holiday, and I'm smacking the shit out of you. We're not living through the Handmaid's Tale. We're living through a marginalized, melanated woman's reality. Stop making everything about a fictional character and realize the realism, the nonfiction, the biography that is being lived out. It is so damn disrespectful. You'll pay attention to what the hell is in a book, what the hell is in a movie, but not what the hell is in front of your face every damn day. Every damn day. It is so bad that it is to the point where Mr. Kasha Patel, the head of the FBI that lost his bosom buddy back to the podcast bros, says that he's ending the investigation into woman killed by ICE agent, but his follow-up order was so legally dubious it had prosecutors resign in protest. This ain't the damn Handmaid's Tale. It's far worse, because with the Handmaid's Tale, a pen and some paper can change where things go. At the end of the day, you can yell cut and be comfortable. Let's go. FBI Director Kashyap Patel and other top officials stopped a standard civil rights investigation into a fatal shooting by an immigration agent last month. This caused a major crisis that led to many federal prosecutors in Minnesota leaving their jobs. Career federal prosecutors had already started investigating after an Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent, Jonathan Ross, shot and killed Renee Good inside her SUV on a Minneapolis street. Prosecutor Joseph H. Thompson was ready to work with the FBI and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension to find out if the agent's actions were justified and lawful. FBI agents were preparing to use a signed warrant to document important evidence like blood splatter and bullet holes in Good's vehicle, but officials ordered them to stop. I'm going to ask y'all again, because I tell y'all this every day for free. For free. I tell y'all this. Start charging y'all. Change requires protest, lobbying, litigation, education, and legislation. All of these things in tangent, okay, in tandem. Where's the class action suit? All of these highly qualified litigators that know the system in and out because they've worked with the system. They've created the rules and regulations. They fought for the legislation and the precedent that's certainly used. When are we going to start hitting them up for class action lawsuits? I done gave y'all the game. I done gave y'all the game. From emotional distress to financial abuse to civil rights violations. Where's that? Where's it at? Y'all always looking for a quick buck. Here you go. If our sitting president can continuously threaten to sue us, the taxpayers, by way of the DOJ, by way of the IRS, why are we rightfully suing him? Y'all can come together for hate campaigns. Y'all can come together to bug somebody that your favorite content creator just doesn't like or is jealous of or whatever. Why haven't you come together for this? Why haven't you come together for this? Because I bet you if 16-year-old Becky down in Steak and Shake didn't season your fries properly, you would be in there hooting and hollering trying to get her fired in front of you. But they about to take away your insurance, screw up your taxes, mess up your monthly benefits, decrease your pay, increase the amount that it costs to get essentials just to freaking live, and make it impossible for you to get the medicine to keep you alive, to live, to work, to do all of these things, and you're quiet about it. You want bouncy houses at protest. You think middle schoolers are mature enough and worldly enough to make babies, carry the babies, and raise the babies while not being old enough to have a job, but they're not mature enough and don't have enough understanding to stage walkouts and protest to the world as it stands now. The best thing you can do right now, the most radical thing you can do right now, and I got this revelation in speaking to one of my adult students. Don't just gain the knowledge, put it to use. Because putting that to use chips away at the walls of problematic rhetoric, actions, and white supremacy. And the more we chip away at it, the quicker those walls come tumbling down. But sitting back and being complacent, being silent, is no different than openly, proudly skipping through, capitulating. Trump disinvites Wes Moore, nation's only black governor, from National Governors Association dinner. So the few hangers on that are still trying to make excuses for Jim Crow era raised, Mein Kampf reading, proud of German genes, Trump. Twin, I know you watching. Let me have this pass. Let me have this pass. Fuck y'all. It's like the old phrase, first, faith without works is dead. The same applies with knowledge. You're absolutely right, Eli. You're absolutely right. As the nation's only black governor, I can't ignore that being singled out for exclusion from this bipartisan tradition carries an added weight. Whether that was intent or not, it was the intent, Westmore. It was the intent. I'll I'll allow what thinky twin. What's poppin' twin? You're killing me. I know, Jess. I know. Thomas kills angry in the morning. I kill you in the afternoon. Eh, I'm cute with it though. Strike a pose. But this is where we are. Hey, yo, sis. Hey, chicken. This is where we are, and today has been a very manic Monday. Let me leave you with this. Let me leave you with this. Not too many people have it easy in this day and age, in this world, in these here United States. That is true. That is factual. And no, this is not a competition regarding an oppression Olympics medal. It's not. It's commentary on reality. Because people always say, no matter how bad you have it, there's somebody that has it worse than you. Let's put some reality and some historical context behind it. No matter how bad you have it, you'll never have it as bad as a black woman. We're either too feminine, too masculine, too quiet, too loud, too smart, too stupid, not dumb enough, not smart enough, too attractive to be trustworthy, not attractive enough to be desirable, too independent, not independent enough, too docile, not docile enough, not willing to be submissive, too submissive, which means you have to be a pick me, too opinionated, not opinionated enough. And then on top of that, people want to dump the worst onto you. But don't you dare stand up for yourself. But also don't you just let people treat you any type of way and take advantage of you. But you should be happy just to have a warm body next to you. At least they come back at the end of the night. Don't have any goals or ambitions, but also have goals and ambitions. Don't be too popular, but don't be too much of a loner. Don't be too good at what you do, but don't be bad at it. And if you are good at what you do, don't try to climb any ladders. Stay just beneath everybody else to be the wind that continuously propels them up. But be prepared for all of the criticism as to why you never had any upward mobility. We'll say we'll protect you, but we won't. We'll join in on the disrespect, on the hurt. We'll scream, protect all black women, and we'll pretend to protect you from everybody else but us. And we will hurt you the most. We'll look annoyed when you cry because nothing is supposed to hurt you, nothing is supposed to get you down. But if you laugh or smile too widely, we got to knock that off your face. But tell us if it gets too heavy. But when you tell us, we're not really listening to you. We're just waiting for an opportunity to tell you how you and your burdens are burdening us, how that abuse towards you is affecting us, how that tragedy that caused you to have PTSD is so traumatic for us. We'll never properly and fully communicate with you, but we'll get pissed off when you don't know how to show up for us while we avoid showing up for you. So, as you wonder why I appeared a little bit more standoffish than my brothers, when I appear a little bit more harsh than my brothers, and a good deal of my understanding flew over the cuckoo's nest because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I didn't sign up to be anybody's superwoman, and I also didn't sign up to be the landfill for all of your bullshit. I didn't say this fishing for accolades or compliments or anything else. I said this to give you a firm perspective. And so that maybe you can finally understand when I say, stop saying that people are underrated. They're not underrated, they're undersupported, they're underseen, they're overly used. Oh, yeah, my give a damn is busted completely. I mean, I love people. I do. I'll be one of your biggest cheerleaders. I have some good friends that are watching now that are commenting, and they'll tell you I'll bend over backwards for you. But they've also witnessed when I step back. And not, I mean, look, I'm not gonna say not to sound conceited. Shit, it might be conceited. It might sound conceited. I don't know, and I don't care at this point. But I can tell you one thing for certain, two things for sure. When I step away, your life will never be the same. Learn that, hey, we got to watch the embodiment of that with Cardi B yesterday. Stefan Diggs screwed up that one way. They said, what you got for him? Good luck. That man lost it all. What can be a blessing can also be a curse. And when black women stop carrying both, whatever we put down is what you have to deal with. And given that you don't know how to deal with the blessings intended for black women, that will be a curse to you. And given that the curse is placed upon us, would send your skin down to the bone, I suggest you don't touch those either. Now, I jokingly say that I come to sell the records because I know my worth and I know what I bring to the table. And I tell y'all to look in the mirror and remind yourself that you sell the records too. Okay, that you ripped the runway, that you that chick, been that chick, will always be that one. Because if ain't nobody else gonna tell you, you need to tell yourself because people always try to tell you you ain't shit, that you ain't gonna amount to shit. And they do that because they're afraid. They're afraid that you are going to leave them behind because 9 times out of 10, without you, they don't have anything worth writing home about. I'm going to end with this. Some of y'all will get it, some of you don't. If you don't get it right away, ruminate on it. I'm always humble. I can never be humbled. And with that, for those listening in over the radio airwaves, thank you for tuning in at gcpr.live, and those watching from all around the World Wide Web on various apps. Thank you for tuning in. And if you are a small business owner, you would just like to see your place of business featured on GCPR, whether specifically for the Taz Effect or on any of our wonderful robust bus shows, please go to gcpr.live and click advertise with us. Or you can email us at gcpr at prod, P-R-O-D, at gcpr.live and tell us specifically what you want, and we can get a media packet out to you. As always, each one teach one, each one reach one. Now, in this economy, don't do nothing that requires bail. But most importantly, it only requires bail if you get caught. Now, keep in mind at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, we will be continuing with the Virginia Roberts Giuffre memoir, Nobody's Girl, and there will be a special showing of a show of Conversations with Taz, more of the Kirk conspiracy, because there's some new information regarding Miss Erica Kirk. finances, alleged affairs, um, a little stint into soft porn, etc., etc. That will follow immediately after Nobody's Girl at 8 p.m. over on YouTube at TazJ77. Also, Cooter Coin merch is up. The first row. No, I know it seems like Thomas and I are biologically related, but we're not. We're just really good friends. A lot of people are confused by that. We're not. He's not one of the eight. He's what we. So, no, a lot of people get that. I get it. I get why people legitimately think that we are biologically related. We're not. We're not. I work his nerves like we are, though. I work his nerves back and forth. I work his nerves back. I better quit because y'all be done told him. Oh, and thanks to everybody. Keep up. Hashtag Cooter Coin. It's gonna be a cooter revolution wherever you go. Oh yes. Um, and I said that I would be giving away 4 sessions, 4 to classes with Taz. And the next 4 sessions will be awarded to Miss Hot Mess Jess herself. Mwah. Love you, girly. Uh, in 1 month, we'll pick from whoever gets spotted the most in the comment sections of GCPR comment sections for shows, and we'll pick again to see who gets 4 free classes with Taz. I'll see you all later. Be good, or at least as good as I would kind of sort of be when I'm asleep. Ciao,